Another year in the history of football has come to an end. And once again, there were many great moments as well as big disappointments. Bayern became champion on the last match day thanks to a goal from Jamal Musiala in the 89th minute. Napoli dominated the Serie A. Manchester City won the Champions League and the treble for the first time in the club's history. Hertha BSC and Santos were both relegated in the second division, and so on. However, all these crazy results only resulted from the many football matches this year, and there were a lot of crazy ones. These are our top 3 games in 2023, and at the end of the video, we will introduce you to 2 more mentionable games that didn't make it into the top 3. On the 5th of March 2023, FC Liverpool faced their hated opponents Manchester United at home. It was the 26th match day of the Premier League and Manchester United were on the 3rd place in the table and Liverpool only on the 7th. This match was of course highly expected as Liverpool were under enormous pressure as they were already 7 points behind the Champions League places. However, this match would go down in the history books of the Premier League forever. The first half of the match was more or less even, but Liverpool dominated the game, especially before the break, and took a 1-0 lead through Gakpo's goal in the 43rd minute. The second half turned into an absolutely nightmare for every Manchester United fan, when Darwin Núñez scored 2 minutes after the break to make it 2-0, and 3 minutes later, Gakpo made it 3-0. After that, there was no stopping for Liverpool, scoring 4 more times through Núñez, substitute Roberto Firmino, and 2 times through Salah, who became the top scorer for Liverpool in the Premier League with his 2 goals. He replaced Robbie Fowler with 128 goals. Liverpool therefore recorded the historic 7-0 win over Manchester United. The second match in our top 3 will remain a painful memory for all Dortmund fans for a long time. On the 34th and final match day, Borussia Dortmund faced FSV Mainz 04 at home in the Signal Iduna Park, with Dortmund leading the table by 2 points ahead of FC Bayern. Bayern played FC Köln away in the parallel match. With a win or a draw from Bayern, Dortmund could break Bayern's dominance of 9 championships in a row. But the game did not go as expected. Dortmund put the pressure on from the start, but in the 14th minute, Hanke Olsen headed in a corner for Mainz to make it 1-0. The shock for Dortmund, but they did not let up, and only 4 minutes later, the referee pointed on the spot after the VAR check. Haller, who never missed a penalty for Dortmund, stepped up and missed. The goalkeeper has the right corner and saved the ball. Bayern were already 1-0 up against Köln at the time, thanks to Coman's goal in the 8th minute. The next low blow for Dortmund came in the minute 24. Onisivo got his head to the ball unhired and headed in to make it 2-0 for Mainz. Dortmund were dominant in this game, but Mainz were ice cold in front of the goal, and so they went into a break with a 0-2 lead. After the break, Dortmund put even more pressure on Mainz than before the break, and in the 69th minute, Guerreiro scored to make it 2-1. In the 81st minute, the celebrations broke out. FC Köln scored to make it 1-1 in the Bayern game, meaning Dortmund would be champions again. Dortmund themselves did not manage to create any more big chances, but then came the final breakdown for Dortmund. In the 89th minute, Jamal Musiala, who was substituted 4 minutes earlier, scored for Bayern Munich after a brilliant turn into the far bottom corner. Dortmund themselves scored a curious goal in the 96th minute through Niklas Süle, but it all came to nothing. Dortmund bottled the long-awaited championship on the final match day, while Bayern became champions for the 10th time in a row. The pictures were heartbreaking. The last game in our list is the first leg of the Champions League round of 16 match, Liverpool vs Real Madrid. Liverpool at Anfield against defending champions Real Madrid, the rematch of last year's Champions League final, which Real won 1-0. That is exactly why this match was expected with so much excitement. 4 minutes after kickoff, the first goal was scored. Darwin Núñez scored with his heel after Salah's cross to make it 1-0. Liverpool pressed for the next goal immediately after the first goal. After a missed chance in the 12th minute by Salah, he scored 2 minutes later after a complete mistake by Courtois to make it 2-0. Real had been overrun until then and had no chance to take part in the game. However, Real Madrid slowly began to recover, and Vini Jr. scored a 2-1 after a brilliant individual action. That was the turning point. In the 36th minute, Vini Jr. was celebrating again. Alisson shot off the Madrid attacker and the ball went into the goal. A curious scene. After the kickoff in the second half, Eder Militao headed in clever across for Modric. 3-2. The comeback at Anfield was perfect. Liverpool were stunned, and it got worse. Gomez deflected a rather harmless shot from Benzema into his own goal to make it 4-2. And after a counter-attack, Benzema then scored a 5-2 in the 67th minute. Real Madrid then held on until the end, and this crazy game ended 5-2. So guys, before we present 2 more games to you, we would be very happy if you would support us by liking the video and subscribing the channel. The first of the 2 games was Lille against PSG on matchday 24 in Ligue 1. The game started as expected. Mbappé scored after just 11 minutes to make it 1-0, and 6 minutes later, Neymar made it 2-0. However, Lille caught up. Goals from Diakate, David and Bamba suddenly put them ahead in the 69th minute. Lille defended this result until the end, but it was not enough. Mbappé scored in the 87th minute to make it 3-3, but that was not yet the end. In the 95th minute, Messi was fouled in a great free kick position. The Argentine took the ball, stepped up and scored. Messi decided this crazy game in the 95th minute with a free kick to make it 4-3 for PSG. The second game was on matchday 34, when 5th placed Liverpool faced 6th placed Tottenham in the Premier League. The Reds completely demolished Tottenham in the first 15 minutes and led 3-0 with goals from Curtis Jones, Luis Diaz and Salah. Harry Kane made it 3-1 before half-time. Then Son made it 3-2 in minute 77, and the final minutes were intense. In the minute 84, Richarlison was substituted. In the 93rd minute, he managed the unbelievable. Richarlison headed in to make it 3-3 and celebrated wildly. But the unbelievable was yet to come. After a long ball from Alisson, Lucas Moura, unlucky, passed it into the path of Jota. Jota took his chance from a great angle and scored to make it 4-3 in the 94th minute. Of course, a legendary celebration was not be missed.